Welcome back to Balderdash Academy. Our points are Steve with 0 points. Next we have Marie with 10, Molly with 15, and Nate with 16. All right, that sound means it's time for our second pop quiz. The pop quiz is from the head of guidance, Mr. Nate Green. Nate.
Hey, thanks. It's nice to be back here. It's been a long time since the last time, And, a lot's been happening. We've been having to deal with a lot. And it gets difficult things. Life is difficult. Things are difficult. And we have to find ways to cope with them. So what I would like to do, and this is a little different than normal, because normally I ask a little trivia question or something, but I need some help. When you have, to my other educators here, when you have something very upsetting happen to you that you were not expecting, you're angry, frustrated, using your background. So Marie, your home ec, English literature for Molly, and Coach, your coach stuff. Can you please bring those fruits of knowledge and explain to me, for example, my glasses. I broke them. I thought it was a dog toy. I stepped on them. I'm like, stupid dog. Then I went back and I stepped on them again, and I got mad at the dog toy again. And then I realized that they were my glasses that are just a couple weeks old. And I didn't deal with it that well, so I need some help. Give me some advice. How would you bring in your little nuggets into this?
How would you deal with adversity,
is
what you're asking. All right.
Usually when I'm having trouble, I just say, give me 20 laps. And that helps, because that forces the thing I'm having a problem with to leave for a while and run around a object such as a court or a field or a badminton pitch 20 times. So
clearing the
again,
mind.
Yeah, exactly. Just get rid of your problems is what I'm trying to say. Just send them away and don't think about them for about 15 minutes.
There you go.
Solid advice. Thank you very much, Coach Steve.
Of course.
Health, Marie, can you help me?
I feel like this is right in my wheelhouse, actually. Dealing with mental health and wellness is something that we all are struggling with, and finding yourself maxed out with your stress level. It's similar to Steve's, but instead of making your problems run away, instead you remove yourself from the situation for a mere 5 minutes. And you breathe from the top of your skull all the way into the bottom of your toes 24 times. 24, not 23, not 25. If you breathe 25, then you're going to go into too relaxed a state, and then you won't be able to deal with the task at hand, because you do need to be able to have it in your head to be able to consciously work through your issues with your glasses.
I like that. Thank you. And Molly, how would you use English to help calm yourself after one of those incidents?
It's a real poignant question, Nate, because I lose my all the time. So it's something that I really have learned to work through. And something that seems to work for me is what I like to say, or I like to call, the alphabet game. And so I go through each letter of the alphabet, and I say a corresponding word that begins with that letter, all the way to Z, or Z, as they say. And it really calms me down. And if I am rootin' tootin' mad, I go backwards from Z back to A. You know what? Let's give this a try as a team. I'll start with A. Let's all do one round just to get the feel of it. Swear to God, it's going to help you out. A is for anchovy. Bob?
B is for bear.
Steve.
C is for cardiologist, which is something I need to see soon.
Dave for D.
E is for doggy do, which I pick up every day.
E, Marie.
Exhale.
And F, Nate. Give it a whirl. Give it a whirl, man.
Friggin' glasses.
Yes, yes, yes.
Friggin' glasses.
Feels better. Doesn't it feel better?
That feels a lot better. That's great.
Yeah, the friggin' glasses.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, Nate, you
Yeah.
know, I deal with hardship. I counsel on hardship on a daily basis. And what I do is I always look for the healthiest, most direct way to deal with your problems and to deal with the emotions that your problems cause. And like every true American, I repress them. I just ball them up and choke them down, and I never speak of them again. I feel great!
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Well, those are all really great things. Dave, can you help me just pick out the best one so that way I can kind of implement that tonight?
Well, I think Bob is right on. That's the most American way to take care of anything. Is just ignore that. Just put it back. So I would give him some points. Can I award points for your?
You can award points to anyone for any reason.
I'd like to give Bob 5 points for
Okay, what's the exchange
stating
rate?
the obvious,
For repression.
and I'd love to give Steve 10 points.
Oh my god!
And I'm going to tell you why.
Please do.
Steve, when you're sitting up straight and your backrest kind of merges in your shoulders and your head, and those white stripes on your microphone, you look like a nun.
That's a beautiful reason.
You look like
to get that
Sister Mary Elephant, and you deserve 10 points for that.
Well, I'll
Sister Mary Elephant.
You're right. This is incredible. How did we not realize this? I guess I can never wear black again.
I love that. So Steve,
For every stream.
I knew there was a reason why I went to you for religious advice, and I'm glad that I did. And Bob, thank you for your advice. I am going to repress it and just wear them.
All right.
I will just
So
ignore
I guess,
and wear them.
I guess if you see Coach holding a ruler, get scared. Because there will be bruised knuckles. Our next game is Lie, Lie Again, where I will read a weird or unusual fact about select members of the faculty. Some are actual truths, while others are complete and total lies. Our visiting professor and fellow faculty members may question the subject to better understand whether or not the statement is a truth or a lie. Either way, the subject must convince everyone else that the truth or the unusual fact is true, no matter how absurd it sounds. Our first truth. So Steve loves amusement parks. So when he told me this, I was shocked, right? As a young child, Steve was terrified of costumed characters and anything inflatable, and where do you find those but amusement parks, right? So who was our first question for Steve?
When do you first remember being afraid?
You sound like my psychologist. And by my psychologist, I mean my girlfriend who studied psych. Don't tell her about that prostitute joke, guys, right? That's just,
Oh,
that's
she'll
just
hear it.
between us and the audience on YouTube. The first time I remember being afraid, I remember a giant Poland Spring water bottle at the Lewiston Balloon Festival. And I remember being scared shitless.
A giant water bottle?
Yep.
Talk about a stretch for a mascot.
I can't remember if it was just sitting there or if it was like someone in a costume, but I think it was just a giant Poland Spring water bottle.
Like if a person was trapped inside of a giant Poland Springs water bottle, that would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Nothing is more terrifying than a giant anthropomorphic phallic symbol with a twist-off head.
You got that right, Bob.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Who else has a question for Steve?
Steve, maybe a little off topic, but what are your thoughts on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade?
To be honest, I grew up without a TV in my house, so never watched that. I actually watched it for the first time last year, and that's true.
Steve,
And it was pretty boring.
Yeah.
Steve, how do you feel now when you see costumed folk?
I feel completely indifferent. Actually, you know what is wild is I've actually been a costumed character on a few occasions. One I can think of was local performer Rick Charette. You guys know Rick Charette, based out of Maine.
Mud.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love mud.
Thank you, Marie. I got to be the alligator in the elevator.
Oh, no.
So I was in the full alligator garb, dancing around on stage with Rick Charette. Yeah, there's a big old alligator costume that he carries around with him to every gig, apparently. Who knows what kind of sweat is in there from years of teenagers. But anyway, hopefully that gets edited out. Bob is just like shaking his head. Nope.
Hey, it's not up to me. Talk to Alan.
God, Alan is such a stickler.
Come on, he's a sweetheart.
All right, who else has a question for Steve?
When did so you said you're indifferent to it now? When did that change happen? When did you move from?
How did you? Yeah.
How and when?
How'd you get over your fear?
Why?
I don't
And
know.
what?
I was an extremely anxious child. If you guys know me as an adult, it's pretty predictable that I was an extremely anxious child. So I had a lot of like weird anxiety things like that, and that was one of them. And that's one that really I don't remember a lot of the occasions that well because I was quite young, like 4, 3, and less than that. And but my family loves to tell these stories about various costume characters that I was terrified at when we went to amusement parks, we went to festivals. And apparently, I wouldn't move. Like I would lock up in fear, like kind of like someone who's on a very high structure. I would just like lock up in fear of, it is horrifying, right? It's like a weird, as a child, you've seen humans, right? But you haven't seen like large, creepy monsters walking around, so it is kind of confusing to the child brain.
All I can think of now are those giant inflatable, like unicorn costumes.
Yeah.
And
there's actually
it's like a crescendo of nightmare fuel for you.
You know what you could put in here, Bob, is a video of me juggling in one of those, which exists. So I'll send that to you.
Yeah, you have to send that to me.
Yeah.
All right, so you've heard the questions. Now let's hear the conclusions. Marie, what do you think?
I think it's false. Period.
False
That's
for
it.
Marie.
No.
I think you're lying.
All right, Nate, truth or a lie?
I think it's a lie. Specifically because this was a issue you had as a small child, not really when you were even a teenager. And therefore, it's kind of a deep cut. And I know that in the past, when you've been asked to share a truth, you've had difficulty getting it over to Bob. And this sounds like something Bob would make up. So I think it's a lie.
I love that justification. Oh, it's
All
funny.
right, it's a lie for Nate. Molly, what do you have? Truth or a lie?
I think it's a lie. And I'll tell you why I think it's a lie. You contradicted yourself because you said you first remembered a giant water bottle mascot that scared the dickens out of you.
Right.
And you were just a little wee one. But then you said you got over it when you were 7. So I feel like, and then you said, don't remember much because I was 4 or 3 or younger. So I see just a tangle of age discrepancies going on there. And I do feel like the Poland Spring water bottle mascot was a bit of a stretch. Okay, I've not seen that at any events I've gone to. So, love you, kid, but no.
All right, Dave, you have 3 lies. What do you think? Is it true or is it a lie?
I think it's a lie because you'd have to have rabies to be afraid of water.
All right, Steve.
Yeah.
You have lie, 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 and lie. What's the story?
You guys are wrong. I got you. I finally got you all.
What?
I was horrified of anything that wasn't like a humanoid thing as a child. Absolutely horrified. I don't know when I got over it. 7 was just a very random guess, so I'm sorry if that misled you. I don't know when I got over my fear of giant creatures, but I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the polar
Steve, it's a
seltzer
good thing-
bear in Worcester scare you too?
What was that?
The polar seltzer
The
bear.
polar seltzer bear in Worcester. Yeah. I get
So,
that
Steve, it's a
reference.
good thing you weren't from my generation because we had something called Sid and Marty Krofft, which would have been absolutely terrifying to you.
What is that? Please explain.
HR Puffin Stuff, Sigmund the Sea Monster.
HR Puffin stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then my favorite, which was not that company, but Banana Splits.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
You know what? I used to have what was the thing you'd put up to your eyes and you go, right?
Viewmaster.
Viewmaster, and there was a Banana Splits Viewmaster slide that I had as a kid.
I think I had a Banana Splits lunchbox.
Oh my god, what were they called? The Viewmaster. That would scare me as a kid because it's like a creepy dark world that you.
Were you
hop
looking
into.
at mommy and daddy's special Viewmaster
Yeah. They had some special ones made, and that's
in their sock drawer?
yep.
You and Nate's fear of balloons, like.
Yeah, we were fearful children. That's why we ended up in theater.
I guess so.
Yeah, they both fear things that blow. We are at our halftime. The points right now are... Oh, actually, Dave, how would you like to score?
I completely forget.
So, we have Molly with a lie, Nate with a lie, Marie with a lie. Steve was telling the truth. What would you like to do?
The points have to go to Steve because he got everybody. So 10 rupees.
Ooh.
10 for Steve,
Giving them
which
rupees.
I hope you are wearing pants, Steve. Right now, our scoreboard stands with me at 5 points. Next, we have a tie between Marie and Molly with 15 points. Nate is at 16. Steve is now in the lead, which means after his halftime talk, he will be competing in Mask Charade. Join us after the break here at Balderdash Academy.
I need
Go
a mask.
Dashers.
If you love Balderdash Academy, consider donating to Main Repertory Theater, our brick and mortar home for original improv and scripted comedy. Closed due to the pandemic, Main Rep could use your help to stay open. Visit their GoFundMe page, their website, mainrepertorytheater.com, or on social media to contribute.
Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. You can find us on your favorite podcast service as Balderdash Academy. Go Dashers!